My name's Blake Bloom. So I work for Tabarco Mechanical, and we're actually at their headquarters right now.
And what is this industry?
It's HVAC, so we do plumbing, heating, air. We have a new construction side. I'm on the service side, so bunch of different departments.
We got the sun shining now. A lot of people starting to think about air conditioning.
Absolutely. You know, people tend to think that the work picks up in the summertime, but we have been busy all winter long, so no slowdown here.
No slowdown here. Yeah. There's more work than people to do it.
So I think stats show that in 10 years they're going to need like almost 4 million workers. I think it's 3.9. That there's 5 people retiring to 1 to replace them. So
5 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank goodness you're one of the 1.
Yeah, yeah. I try to pick up 2 or 3 people's worth of work.
Yeah, you're always busy. Mm-hmm. Blake, your story actually started in high school, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am, it did. So I went to Mountain View High School, and I started hearing about this program at Maxwell High School where I could go half the day for a trade. They have automotive, healthcare, welding, technology, HVAC, carpentry. So my junior year, I chose automotive, and it was okay. And then my senior year, I did HVAC just to explore my options and fell in love with it. So
it's kind of like dual enrollment. So you're in school part of the day, and then the other part of your day, you're doing like trade school.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'd leave my regular school at 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then go for the rest of the day to 2 o'clock for HVAC class.
So you graduate, and then you're ready to go right out of graduation.
Yep, so I started a week after I graduated.
Wow.
And went right into work. Yeah.
This career has really changed your life in a short amount of time.
Yeah, so I started, like I said, a week after high school, and then, just started growing my path. I took an apprenticeship program at Tabarco. It's a 4-year program, but I finished it in 9 months. So with that apprenticeship program, I flew out to Cleveland, Ohio for competitions. I've done training on all these equipments, and it's helped me out a lot to grow. Tabarco has really helped because, it's hard for a big company to, I guess, let a young guy set their wings and do what they can because they have a good reputation. They don't want to ruin it, but they've definitely let me do that, and that's how I got to where I am now.
Well, you doing this training and having this career has set you up already for a lot of success at a really young age.
Yeah, so I bought my first house at 20 years old.
20? Yeah. 20 years old, homeowner.
Yep, and
wow.
Then I got married in April, so
congratulations.
About a month in. Thank you.
Wow, and how old are you now?
I'm 21, yep.
21, homeowner, big time career, and the sky's the limit because like you said, there is so much work out there. Absolutely,
and we actually just got bought out by a bigger company. We're still Tabarco, we're just under a corporation. And that, some people might look at it as a bad thing, but there's so much more opportunity that I can do now, not just within Tabarco, but Motogen's the company that bought us out. So in 5 years, I could be running the Southeast companies, all the Southeast companies. So that's definitely a goal of mine. I live by why put effort into something if your goal isn't to be at the top. So
that's amazing. What would you say to someone who's maybe wondering if there's a good opportunity out there for them? I might let this wind pass just for a second if it's loud. I'm not sure if it's loud, but what would you say to somebody who's looking for a good opportunity for a in-demand job that pays well, that has good future prospects?
I would say if you're in high school, look for those programs that offer those type of work. Like, you might not be into the trade or field kind of work. That's not all there is in trades. We have sales guys, we have engineers, we have estimators, we have all those kind of people that have offices in this building. So you could not want to be hands-on, but there's still other office jobs within the trades work that do really well.
What's the hardest thing about HVAC?
I would say there's a lot of lifting. I mean, sometimes there'll be big compressors that you're having to maneuver in systems and stuff when you're installing a new one. It can be tricky when you're on a system, it's 3 o'clock in the evening and you can't figure out what's wrong with it, and it's a church or a school or something, they need it working, so that can get a little stressful.
And it's a combination of sort of, pipes and fitting and all of those kind of components, but then technology is such a big part of it too, right?
Yeah, so nowadays technology is everything. They have systems now that you can connect your phone to and see, run it from your phone. But there's welding, there's electrical, there's a pipe fitting, of course refrigeration work and all this.
So you get to be an expert of a lot of different things.
Jack of all trades, yep.
What would you say to someone in terms of how big the potential is for opportunity, growth, and earning?
Well, the growth part is, there's no limit to it because everything's changing. So you're always going to have something new to learn. And like I said, if you work in the field for 5 years and you want to go try something new, you can still stay in the same trade and go somewhere else with it. So.
You were telling me earlier that this has really allowed you to reach some dreams that you didn't know that you'd maybe reach ever, let alone at your age.
Yeah, so I dreamed of having a house young. Didn't know it would be this young, but it's definitely changed my life. So for sure.
That's awesome. What's the most satisfying part of the job?
The most satisfying, I'd say, getting emails from customers about how they're very happy with your work. The other day, or a couple weeks ago, I got 2 emails. It was actually sent to our dispatch about how they're very appreciative of the work I did for them, staying late, making sure their system runs and stuff. So that's probably the most satisfying.
At the end of the day, you walk away knowing you helped somebody.
Yeah, for sure. A bunch of people at that. So if you got a church and their sanctuary's 85 degrees, you're helping all those people that are, sitting in that sanctuary.